Have you ever made a spiral method wreath? So much fun, so beautiful. And today we are doing a flamingo themed wreath. It's going to be beautiful, simple. We're going to make little beautiful petals and attach them to the wreath form. Hello my sweet friends and welcome to DIY with Nadia. My sidekick here is Simba and we are ready to get started on our gorgeous wreath. Here are the supplies we're going to need, minus the cat. Starting with this beautiful sign. This is an 8-inch metal sign of these two gorgeous flamingos. There's a hole at the bottom and at the top. For Deco mesh, you can either use one roll of 10-inch by 10 yards, or you can mix and match 2-3 colors if you want. I'm going to be using this beautiful yellow. It does have some, it's not foiling, but it does have some shimmery strings through it. And then this one does have pink foiling through it. For this particular method, I do prefer using the wood burning tool just because when you start cutting, and we're going to cut in between lines, you are going to get a precise square of 10 by 10. That way you're going to have petals that are fairly even. For this wreath, I'm going to be using zip ties to attach the petals. If you would like to use pipe cleaners, that's fine too. In the description box below, I will attach a video where I use pipe cleaners and how I attach those in this type of wreath. Floral wire to attach our sign. A 14-inch metal wreath form. This one has 4 rows and it's from the DollarTree. By the way, in the description box below, I also list all the supplies and where I got everything. To cover the back of the wreath, I'm going to be using a placemat. This one is 15 inches in diameter. Before you start using your wood burning tool on Deco mesh, make sure you're in the ventilated area because you are going to cut through plastic. The second thing is make sure you're going in between 2 rows. It doesn't matter if your Deco mesh is going crooked. When you're going to do your next cut, it's going to make a very nice 10 by 10-ish square. I always use my wood burning tool on a glass cutting board. The links to that in the description box and of course in my Amazon shop. For this wreath, you can cut either 30 or 36 little squares that are 10 by 10. I like to cut 36 so my wreath is a little bit fuller, but at 30 it looks fine too. Usually when I use lighter colors, I like to do 36. But if you're using darker colors like red and green for Christmas, then 30 should be just fine. Since I'm doing 36 pieces, I'm going to need 18 pieces of each color. Let's straighten the yellow one out. And if you're going to need 30 pieces for your wreath, then you're going to need 15 of each color. For this next step, here's what we're going to need. Our Deco mesh cut into 10 by 10 inch squares. We're going to need some zip ties, scissors, wire cutters, and our wreath base. If you're using a 14-inch wreath base with 6 sections, you're going to put 6 petals in each section unless you want to do a little less, so that's 30 of the little petals. That'll give you 5 per section. If your wreath base has 7 sections, you will need to do 5 petals per section. That'll give you 35. Next, let's decide how we're going to do this. You can either do 2 by 2. It'll give you a more bolder look, or you can do every other color. It'll give you a more softer look. I'm going to do every other because I like that. Starting with my yellow one, here is what we're going to do, my friends. Unroll my little Deco mesh and I'm going to do kitty corner to kitty corner. Bring that together. When I'm putting it on the wreath base, what you want to do is make sure that the factory edge, that's the thick edge, is on the outside of the wreath. If I wanted this petal to be on this side, all I have to do is open it up and then do kitty corner to kitty corner from the other side. That's the difference. That's it. I always like to work on this side first So let's do kitty corner to kitty corner. As you saw, my factory edge is on the outside or going towards the outside, because otherwise you're going to get this cut edge on the outside and you might have some snags. This way it's more secure. This edge is on top and we can get started. All I'm doing is holding my little corners with one hand. With the other, I'm just going to pull the little tail down and we have our little petal. The tail I like to keep at 4 inches for this wreath. So let's measure. There's my 4 inches. And usually by then you're going to have a beautiful petal like this. If you're using zip ties, you're going to attach to row 2. I'm going to fold the tail towards the inside on my final tug using my wire cutters. You can cut with my scissors. I can cut the tail or I can leave it. I actually like to leave it and build onto it, and you will see how it goes. It's going to be really pretty. Here's my next one. And of course, when I'm bringing kitty corner to kitty corner, I'm making sure that my factory edge is on the outside, facing towards the outside of the wreath. Now I'm just going to pull the tail down, measure off my 4 inches. I'm going to go right on top of this petal, about 1 inch down, and we zip tie. Let's face it towards the center of the wreath and cut. Next one. You guys see how easy this is, and now all you have to do is continue putting the petals on. And I'll tell you, it does go quite fast when you start doing this, because it's kind of fun to do 2 on top of things. Look how beautiful the petals are laying one on top of the other. I'm going to go ahead, attach a few more petals, and let's see what it looks like. I'm halfway done with the wreath. I think it looks so pretty, but check out the back. Look how nice it kind of braids when I layer one on top of the other and just catch that previous tail. It is so pretty. Going to go ahead and finish it up. I'm putting in my last petal, just zip tying it in place. When I was doing the last 4 petals, the tail I just pushed through the back because you can't overlay on top of the one that we started. When you do it, you will see what I mean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another zip tie and I'm going to go to where I have the first one zip tied. Just find a nice spot to gather everything and zip tie it in place. Cut off the tail, of course. To make it a little bit neater, I'm going to go ahead and cut the tail off, leaving about a 1 inch little tail, just like this. Now that the back is nice and neat, let's bring it forward. This is the time I like to lay everything out, and pieces like this that are sticking out, you want to make sure that they are tucked in. I'm going to go around the whole wreath and do that. Just tuck them in so it looks like a smooth circle. When it comes to the center, we really don't care because our sign is going to go right on top of that. I think that looks great. You can always fix it at the end. And now we're going to put our sign right in the center. I don't want to push it too much, but just a tiny bit to make sure that it sits nicely. I'm going to take my floral wire and cut 2 pieces at about 10 inches. I don't think you're going to need any more than that. I'm just putting the floral wires through both of the little holes that we have, and I'm going to give it a few good twists in the back. I always like to make sure that my floral wire is secured nicely. Now the most important thing is to make sure you have it centered, just like that. And I think I do. When attaching the floral wires, I'm definitely going to do 1 twist, because sometimes you're going to have to go back and forth until it's in the right place and centered correctly. This looks good to me. Give a few more twists. Poke my floral wire through some of that Deco mesh. I went through the Deco mesh just a little bit. You don't need much because you already secured it in place on row 1, that my sign doesn't really sway too much back and forth, because then it can get off center. I keep on going back, making sure that it's in the right place. The sign is on beautifully. Let's take care of the back by hanging a hanging loop first. Looks like it needs to go around here. I'm going to go on row 3 with a little piece of jute cord. Tie a knot or two. I would say my jute cord's about 10 inches. Ooh, that is too long. Let's make it shorter because we do not want it to go outside of our sign. I usually try to keep the loop about an inch in. Let's pull it through the front. That'll look good. Cut the excess from the tails. And here is our hanging loop. Now let's cover the back. I'm going to grab a placemat. You could grab whatever color you want. Taking 3 zip ties, I'm going to lay them out on my wreath in 3 corners, and then I'm going to attach. I don't like to attach too tight just because I don't think it's necessary. Zip tie, cut the tail, and make sure that nub goes towards the back, or towards the front of the wreath really, but in the back of our placemat. If you have a business card or something with your information, I would definitely staple it to the placemat if you're going to sell it, gift it, any of those, so people know who made the beautiful wreath. Let's flip back. Look how beautiful and shimmery that Deco mesh is. I love the yellow and pink combo for this wreath. And just like that, we have a flamingo spiral wreath. I hope you enjoyed this wreath tutorial. For more, don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, give us a thumbs up so we keep on growing and keep on coming back with more wreath tutorials. With that said, thank you so much for being with us and have a beautiful and blessed day. Bye, guys. Simba, say bye. That was your bye, huh? He's so polite.